Hello guys and welcome to another Age of Empires forecasted game. We have playing as Jeanne in the color purple. It is from Paris with Woke. That's a good one, man. Against his opponent playing as the Chinese in the color orange. It is Neptune. Welcome everybody. I have a legit question for you. How's the situation with the electric cars where you live? Is it something that people are against? Is it something that you see like, you know, it's not really the same as the, you know, as normal cars? How do you see it? Because here in China, I wouldn't lie to you if I say, that wouldn't be an exaggeration, that at least half of the vehicles that I see outside are electric. At least. And you know that because they have a different plate. It is green on the back. So it is really curious because some years ago it wasn't like that. And suddenly it changed a lot. And China is a place where things can change quite a lot. And I haven't been to the West in quite a long time. I mean, talking to the West like I'm some kind of in a Marco Polo simulation or something like that. But I have a feeling it's not like that. And one of the reasons is like the Chinese government gives some kind of incentive to the people who buy electric cars. They get discounts, they get like free parkings, they get, well, obviously it is cheaper, right? But I think it would be very hard to adapt to the West, right? It would be very hard. I have no idea. So let me know, how is it in your country? Like, are people start using more and more electric cars? Is it something like you're against or not? I don't know. Let me know about it. But anyway, let's get back into the match. We are in the pit. A map hated by many, loved by few. It is a map that I will say this map really favors China. Just because you have a big wood line here in the back. It's very defensive map. There are 3 ways where they can flank you, but you know, I think you can put a Barbican here. With China, you want to secure your food resources, because if you go for a second TC, you're gonna use a lot of food. So it's not like Abbasid where you go 3 TCs and you spend even less. These guys go even 1 TC, Song Dynasty, and they spend more food than normal, you know, normal civilization. So probably we will see a Barbican here. Secures the berry, secures the deer, secures the gold. Kind of secures the wood line. So very cool. Meanwhile, the French, looking forward to... There's a lot of villagers on gold, probably thinking about getting that knight out. And it's definitely a tough situation for China. I believe at the beginning it will be very hard for them to stop the royal knights. And then after, you know, if they manage to survive, I think they have it. I think they can have it. Otherwise, it's just gonna be really hard. Because with China, you don't want to stay in the Feudal Age so long. Especially against French, because they do have royal knights and you don't. And at the same time, you need to go castle really carefully. Very carefully. Now you have plenty of defenses with China. You do have the village. You can just put your people here. Actually, this is a really cool. The village used to be like, you know, you actually find many type of things inside this village. Like, not only people live here, but also you have schools, you have, you know, medicine, you have, I don't know, babysitting. So I think things like that. It's pretty much everything. And it's very funny to see, like, China with a lot of similarities to the past. But they still adapt here. They still live in communities. Just like this one. Just bigger. Like my neighbor just building 30 buildings next to me in a very fast speed. Fast buildings here. Looks like Jeanne d'Arc will go there Kill the boar. Scout. Amazing stuff. Can Jeanne d'Arc actually take this boar alone? Oh, now she can. Now she can. Mr. Royal Knight gonna finish up the board. And let's take a look at the flanks where this Royal Knight can actually cause some damage. So definitely Barbican not in the most aggressive position. He's playing very defensively. I already have the wall here. I would love to see this wall extended here. Just because the Knight may get shot like 1 or 2 times, but he will manage to get to the wood line. And there is a long distance from the town center to the wood line, so you don't really want to cause a lot of idle time here. Barracks coming up for him. Look at that building speed. Meanwhile, Jeanne d'Arc and the Knight are already there, ready to cause some damage. Right, let's take a look at the vision from Jeanne d'Arc. So, taking a look where you can attack. Town center there, no thank you. We'll find a wall here, so... I feel like Chinese did a very good job on staying in your base. I mean, with China you always need to stay in your base like this. It's pretty much a must. It's pretty much a must. And you have to wall, and you have to play the, basically, how do you call this type of game? It's like tower defense game where you get waves to attack you and you need to survive each time and they come more and more units. That's pretty much the China game. You need to stay in your base. And looks like this wall is gonna get breached. There is no gate here, so Spearman won't be able to take down those knights. Meanwhile, more knights coming up for Jeanne d'Arc. Already a couple of them on the way. Getting that board here. It's gonna be getting quite a lot of food, which is amazing. Meanwhile, a couple of archery ranges here. Gonna be building those Truganu just to scare those people away. Scare the barbarians. Now the problem with having only spearmen here is that Jeanne d'Arc can actually take care of them. Not so much. I mean, she does only very little damage, like 13 damage, but have this divine arrow that can do quite a lot of damage. So it's like can snipe a spearman or two. Truganu doing what they do best, attacking 3 times knights. It's like gonna be charging there, and then just the spearman just gonna be pushing away those knights. And now with these units, I think should be able to hold this. Gotta be careful here not to lose your spearman. Still plenty of knights here, and looks like spearman numbers for Neptune looking really bad. But Jeanne d'Arc goes down. Jeanne d'Arc goes actually down, and I think this is a very good fight for Neptune. Definitely a good start. Economy super clean, still safe. Managed to take down a couple of knights. Takes down Jeanne d'Arc. Not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. Meanwhile, villagers still in the board. And that's a lot of villagers on gold. Looks like our Jeanne d'Arc friend wants to just go to Castle Age. It's like, you know what? I can't harass this guy. It's just, I just can't. Like, there's no way I enter the base in the Feudal Age. I'm gonna lose a lot of units. Walls coming up for Neptune. Meanwhile, from Paris with Woke, he's playing very defensively now. You gotta be careful with those knights. You don't have any archers to deal with those spearmen. You only have Jeanne d'Arc here. And Royal Institute is aging up with the Royal Institute only with 8 knights. I say only, but actually very scary number if you manage to upgrade those and go into your base. into your opponent's base really early in this game, it's kind of scary. And the problem is he's not having the gold for the upgrades. He's aging up with the villagers with the gold, so upgrades are just gonna take some time here. Jeanne d'Arc trying to snipe a spearman or two. It looks like Neptune will find these villagers aging up, and the problem with the True Gnu here is that they can actually snipe some villagers. Looks like the knights need to engage, but at the same time our Jeanne d'Arc player just doesn't want to engage now. Like, he knows he can just upgrade these units in just a few seconds. This is terrible timing to Asia. The good thing is you're aging up under DTC fire, but you just need to rush it here. You just need to... Oh my god, what is this, guys? What is this? And Jeanne d'Arc is saying, you know what? Like, you know, I'm just gonna use my knights. You put your knights here, they are dead. Jeanne d'Arc tried to snipe a spearman, but single brave villager. Amazing, this is gonna finish anytime soon. True Gnu gonna be able to take down some villagers and manage to age up finally. Now the upgrade we all been waiting for. Not only veterancy for these knights, but also royal bloodlines, which is kind of expensive. But basically you will have kind of like Imperial Age royal knights in the Castle Age. Meanwhile, Neptune, let's take a look at his base. They're already having some food here. Staying only in one town center. Grabbing the boar here. Having the time of his life. Already have plenty of spears to deal with the royal knights. I wonder if that's gonna be enough to deal with veteran knights with royal bloodlines. I'm not so sure about this. I'm really not so sure about it. That's why you need to play more AoE Battlegrounds. It's a mod you can find in the custom games. It's really fun. It's like you play with cards and you just send your units, and you cannot micro it. They just fight automatically. So you need to choose which units you want, and you don't know the opponent's cards, so it's always a surprise like which units the opponent have. Alright, so veteran royal knights are already there. No royal bloodlines yet. It's a quite expensive upgrade. But it's kind of like you have to go for this one, right? Like, if you don't go for these royal bloodlines, then there's really no point on going the Royal Institute. More knights coming for Jeanne d'Arc. At the same time, Neptune aging up with the astronomical clock tower. Knight with allocation disorder goes down. And now Neptune should be very safe with those Nest of Bees as well. Although they don't do much damage to those knights, not exactly the best unit. Jeanne d'Arc capturing sacred sites. Does he has a monastery yet? Look at Jeanne d'Arc's base. It's basically French at its finest. Just stable here and there. That's it. Meanwhile, the Chinese base, super organized, imperial official, everything organized. Oh, beautiful base, beautiful base. Jeanne d'Arc still level 2. It's gonna take some time to level up. There hasn't been many engagements for her. At the same time, Royal Knights. Let's see if like Royal Knights can actually deal with those spearmen. Looks like, you know what? I don't want to risk it. Meanwhile, Jeanne d'Arc goes down, comes back again, comes back from the dead. Meanwhile, more and more spearmen. These are already veteran? That's a fast tech, man. That's a fast tech. Imperial official supervising everything. Meanwhile, crossbows are already in the mix. And I don't know if this is a fight that Neptune will win. Looks like there's plenty of spearmen here, but they are all gone now. And Jeanne managed to get plenty of experience from this fight, and now will push into the enemy base, managed to put a man-at-arms here. Jeanne's champion gonna go down just as fast as it spawned. Amazing. Blacksmith gonna come up. It's like, you know what, we need some upgrades, especially range armor. While the Chinese still on one town center, but remember, it's not the French he's fighting against, so villager production speed for your opponent is pretty much alright. It's just 20 seconds. So you're still ahead on villager count. Starting to secure more resources in the map. Where we have the last patch of the deer and berries, which things are gonna get hard for the Chinese now because they need to go for a farm transition. And that's the hard part. There's still plenty of food here, so we'll be able to take, you know, some military units out, but it's a farm transition that when it happens, the Chinese just slows down quite a lot. Because they need to, you know, plan their farms, and you can't just build like wherever you want. It just takes longer. I know they're also more expensive with the granaries. Meanwhile, relics being gathered by Neptune. One already coming home. Meanwhile, Royal Knights getting royal bloodlines. And more knights coming from Jeanne d'Arc. This is only Knights challenge actually. Not gonna be seeing any other unit coming from Jeanne d'Arc. Which I love it. I love it, to be honest. Neptune will just be pushing into the enemy base. A lot of spearmen going down inside the town center. So I don't know who live here, but it's not having a good time. Royal Bloodlines are already there, and that's a lot of HP for each unit. Do they have the Knights inside? I think they do. Yeah, they do have the Knights inside. And with the Royal Bloodlines, I really think he shouldn't be scared of fighting this army. There are a lot of crossbows out there, I'm not gonna lie. But you can never underestimate the veteran Royal Knights with Royal Bloodlines. They can just take any fight and they just don't die. They don't care about counter units. Great happening here in the gold, but looks like it's not gonna happen. There's quite a lot of villagers on gold. Well, more and more knights. And technically Neptune is doing the right thing, right? It's like a spearman crossbow, very solid composition, couple of nests of bees. Like, this is a very strong army, especially when you're talking about only knights. Looks like he's gonna start flanking here. Look at the split, man, and knights are already here. Truly amazing thing to witness. The knights still in very good numbers. Oh, only 28 knights. Crossbows need to run away from their life. They are already 25 on the field, 11 more going up for him. They able to one-shot one knight, which is great. Problem is, the knights will eventually catch them up. He's trying to make us around. And Jeanne d'Arc just keeps pushing. Our Chinese friend with a little bit of a problem here. He's running out of food and he needs those units now. Oh man, who needs units compositions when you have these knights? It doesn't matter the counter, it doesn't matter anything. Now, luckily for the Chinese, Jeanne d'Arc is just pulling back for now. It's like, you know what? I missed quite a lot of units. No keep coming up for him, so it's just gonna be really... those units are just gonna be really expensive. Also, do they have the discount with the keep with Jeanne d'Arc? I think they only have the consecrate ability, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they should only be having consecrate abilities here. Keep gonna go up for Neptune. A little bit conservative, but understandable when your opponent is just right next to you. You don't really know where he is. Gonna be having that big chunk of gold. Meanwhile, this one, Imperial Official supervising everything. And food, it's about to run out. Just a couple of berries, and this is really dangerous. This is very, very dangerous. Meanwhile, it's just more knights coming from Jeanne d'Arc, which is really hard to deal with, because you need the wood for making the farm transition, and at the same time you also need those spearmen. So it's kind of a tricky situation. So the best option you have, it's just crossbows. Crossbows need a front line, and 28 crossbows just not gonna cut it. Although this keep here is actually very good. I don't know if it's gonna be enough against those Royal Knights, but it's definitely one of the best keeps in the game. They just attack so much, like attack 3 times, so they do like 100 damage every 1.38 seconds, which is amazing. Farm transition is starting to happen for Neptune. Meanwhile, from Paris with the Woke, just sacking the gold from the middle. No defensive capabilities whatsoever. It's just knights with knights. That still thinking if he should get a knight or another knight. Like it's really just that simple. Food is also running out here. The last patch of berries and beer are already there. And Neptune is going for another attack. Paris with Woke just charging into the enemy units. Look at the experience, man. Well, attack. Wow! Wow! I don't know how many units went down there. I would like to check this replay and see how many units went down in just a single hit. Like, who needs counter units? Just go mass Royal Knights. Keeps already there. They keep doing quite a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Royal Knights. Give me that hit. Give me that hit. Not happening anymore. Jeanne d'Arc already level up. Markswoman have plenty of damage. Just deep dive into the base. And the knights are already here. Farm transition not even finished, so there won't be any units for Neptune. All the villagers are running for their life, and there isn't a single unit to deal with those knights in the base, and just keep pumping them. It's like 28 knights already there on the field. It doesn't matter the counter unit. Wololo attempt. Wololo is my friend. And now Neptune with a really tough situation. He needs the units. I don't think Nest of Beasts is gonna cut it. I mean, if you really want to make the Nest of Beasts work, you need to make like 5 or 6. They do okay. Meanwhile, these guys just chilling. Wall's not gonna get completed here. Now crossbow numbers down to 2. Nest of Beast managed to get a shot. Let's take a look at how much damage Nest of Beast does. Not the best, not so bad. Not so bad. but it could be worse. And Neptune already losing 36 villagers in this game. I don't think he's gonna get back from this one. And he taps out. Well played by these two players. I hope you enjoyed this match as much as I did, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.